Do you ever look at your bank account, at your life, and feel that slow burn in your chest? You grind, you sweat, you sacrifice, and yet the numbers don't move. Meanwhile, some guy you've never heard of, a quiet ghost in a suit, multiplies his wealth overnight. No sweat, no grind, just results. It's unfair, isn't it? But what if I told you it's not unfair at all? What if I told you the game is rigged because the rich rigged it, and you're still showing up thinking it's poker night with friends? Niccolo Machiavelli wrote 5 centuries ago, "Men forget more easily the death of their father than the loss of their patrimony." Translation: money cuts deeper than blood. It's power, it's survival, it's status. Those who control it control everything, including you. This video isn't motivational fluff. It isn't another save more, work harder fairy tale. This is dangerous knowledge, Machiavellian knowledge. Knowledge the elite have used for centuries to bend people, systems, and reality itself to their will. Because the truth is simple. You stay broke not because you're weak, but because you're playing by rules the rich don't even acknowledge. Today, I'm going to burn those illusions down for you. By the end of this, you'll see the chessboard for what it really is. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's begin. 1. The illusion of fairness. The first reason you stay broke is the oldest trick in the book. You've been sold fairness. You think the world rewards effort, loyalty, morality. You think if you just keep working hard, someone, somewhere will notice. They won't. Wealth is not a merit badge. It's not a reward for good behavior. It's a weapon, and weapons are seized, not gifted. Think about your job. You produce value. You pour time, energy, and life into it. You get paid a fraction of what you create. The rest flows upward into the hands of your employer, your landlord, your bank. This isn't a bug, it's the system working exactly as designed. Machiavelli said that love can be fickle, but fear forces obedience, which is better for a ruler's security. The rich don't love you, they fear losing leverage. That's why they pay you just enough to keep you alive, but never enough to make you free. Until you kill the illusion of fairness, you'll always be a pawn. 2. Weaponize silence. Most people chase wealth loudly. They brag, they beg, they over-explain. They telegraph their desperation like a stench. Silence is your first weapon. Silence creates pressure. It makes others uncomfortable. It makes them reveal themselves. In negotiation, in business, in relationships, the one who talks least controls the frame. Humans hate silence. They rush to fill it with secrets, concessions, and weakness. The wealthy understand this. That's why they're calm in rooms where everyone else is scrambling. They let others bleed information first. Then they strike. Silence turns you from prey into predator. But that's just step 1, because even a silent man can be read if his emotions leak out. 3. Become unreadable. Your emotions are your tell. You broadcast fear, greed, insecurity like a radio signal. Predators pick it up instantly. If you want to stop staying broke, you must become unreadable, like a ghost. No one can sense your next move. No one can predict you. No one can control you. A man who cannot be read cannot be predicted. A man who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. That man is dangerous. That man is untouchable. When you remove emotional tells, when you master stillness, you stop being a pawn. You start moving the pieces. 4. Patience, the predator's timing. Average people are impulsive. They chase trends, gamble on hype, rush to get rich quick. In their impatience, they become prey for those who wait. The wealthy wait. They move slowly, strategically, like a lion in the tall grass. They don't waste energy. They wait for the perfect moment when fear grips the herd. Then they pounce. Patience is why they buy when others panic, why they expand when others retreat. Their patience is a weapon, and patience requires discipline, the very thing that keeps most people poor. They want comfort. They want ease. They want the dopamine hit of spending instead of the cold satisfaction of control. The few who master patience, silence, and unreadability rise to the top. Everyone else stays chained to their paycheck. 5. The law of leverage. Let me tell you a story. 2 men dig ditches. One works alone, sweating under the sun. He earns a wage. The other organizes 10 men to dig 10 ditches. He earns 10 times as much and never touches a shovel. Who is smarter? The first trades his time for money. The second uses leverage. Leverage is why one landlord grows wealthy while hundreds of tenants pay rent until they die. Leverage is why one investor grows rich while thousands gamble and lose. Most people never think of leverage. They think of earning. They sell their time. they sell their labor, and in doing so, they sell their life. The few who master leverage stop trading hours and start trading systems. They create positions where time, money, and energy flow toward them. They stop being workers. They start being hunters who set traps. 6. Narrative and illusion. Here's another brutal truth. Wealth doesn't flow to the best product. It doesn't flow to the hardest worker. It flows to the best story. Humans are irrational creatures. They follow belief more than logic. Those who shape the narrative control the direction of money. That's why religions grow empires, why brands become cults, why politicians command millions with words alone. They've mastered narrative, shaping the lens through which the masses see reality. And narrative doesn't need to be true, it only needs to be believed. Once people accept your story, they will give you their money, their loyalty, their labor, sometimes even their lives. Machiavelli himself said that your public persona is what everyone sees. Your true character is only revealed to a handful. Appearances are power. Illusions are currency. The man who commands them commands wealth. Reject illusion because you think it's dishonest. You've already lost. The world doesn't reward honesty. It rewards mastery of appearances. 7. Exploitation without guilt. Most people recoil at the word exploitation. They imagine cruelty, injustice, evil, but in its pure form, exploitation simply means identifying unused value and extracting it. The rich see gaps, weaknesses, opportunities, and they exploit them before anyone else. This doesn't always mean exploiting people directly. It means exploiting timing, fear, inefficiency. Take fear. When markets crash, the average person panics and sells at a loss. The predator exploits this fear and buys cheap, multiplying wealth while others bleed. Take attention. Billions waste hours scrolling on devices. The predator exploits this by capturing attention with narratives, selling products, and converting distraction into income. If you don't exploit, someone else will exploit you. You stay broke not because others are evil, but because you lack the coldness to see opportunities in weakness. 8. Withholding and mystique. The weak believe giving everything earns trust. They overshare, they reveal plans, they expose emotions, and in doing so, they give away leverage. The wealthy withhold. They reveal nothing until it serves them. They master the art of partial disclosure, feeding just enough to create interest, desire, or dependence, but never enough to be predictable. Think of negotiation. The average man blurts out his price, his limits, his needs. The predator withholds. He waits, he listens, he calculates. By the time he speaks, the other side is already trapped. Withholding creates mystique. Mystique creates power. Power creates wealth. 9. The final shift. Identity. All of these laws, silence, unreadability, patience, leverage, narrative, illusion, exploitation, withholding, are just weapons. But a weapon unused is just decoration. To become untouchable, you must carry these laws into your daily life like a hidden blade, because wealth is not built in grand moments. It's built in the small daily choices where most people fail. Most people live and die as prey, emotional, predictable, chained to hours, salaries, and illusions of fairness. But once you begin walking this path, you stop being like them. You become an observer, a strategist, a phantom in the marketplace. You're not chasing wealth anymore. You're positioning yourself so wealth chases you, and once you taste this power, you can never go back. 10. The call to action. Machiavelli would call this the prince's path, ruling not by kindness or fairness, but by control, design, and inevitability. The Stoics would call it detachment, freedom from impulse. I call it the predator's mind, the mind that bends wealth, power, and people to its will. Most people will never see this. They'll stay blind, emotional, prey. But you've been initiated. Now you have a choice. You can let this video wash over you, then return to your old patterns, predictable, emotional, broke. Or you can take this as your initiation. You can stop reacting and start calculating. You can stop working for money and start bending money to work for you. If you're ready to walk further into this world, to sharpen your mind, to master power, to become untouchable, then this is your command. Subscribe, not as a favor, not as a gesture, as a continuation of your transformation, because the deeper we go, the darker it gets. And once you cross that line, there is no going back. So the question is, are you ready to stop being prey and start becoming predator? Thank you for watching.